My goodness, folks, what's up? This is a very special episode. I'm very proud to have Jonathan Rinaldi on. He's actually been a friend. Actually, I'd say he's a friend now. We've been doing a bunch of stuff together. Now he's done something kind of explosive, and I think it's actually last year. I think the video with Dean, they actually got SB kicked off the ballot, and it's important to have people that know how to do these kinds of maneuvers. It's important just to have civic knowledge. You learn by doing. So JDR, he's run for quite a few times successfully, and I think in this cycle you're running for city council, correct?
Yeah, yeah, I'm running for city council. I actually declared that I was running in one district when I was secretly running in another, but that was, it's always about the assembly district. Everything is about the assembly district, and the city council districts overlap the assembly district. So I declared I was running in the 30th because I needed my name in everyone's mouth. And then I switched over to 29, but also because I'm not an endorsed candidate, I had to bait and switch them because I had to get them all focused on one area while I was in another. So
Right.
these are just the things that you got to do when you're up against the dragon, you know?
We had six people on when it down went down to three. I think it's going back to four. I think people started to tell each other about this. By the way, do you know a guy named George Havernack?
Yeah, I know him, yes.
Oh yeah, he sent an angry email. He was like, "What is this trash?" And I was like, "Okay." There's I've never actually gotten to personally interface with him. There may be other people that you know. We're going to be looking at some documentation of some very interesting things going on. I have not actually crossed this documentation. I'm quite interested. Actually, probably the world wants to know. I could even just blow it up at the very beginning, or I could let you introduce at your own pace. But right now, you are on this program for a special exclusive interview talking about how you actually are challenging Curtis Sliwa on the ballot. What's going on, bro? You're a longtime Republican, so this is a little unexpected, I guess, or maybe it's expected. I don't know. What's up? What's going on, Ronaldo? I don't
Well,
know much. Go
yeah, I
ahead.
mean, look, I'm just gonna say it like this when I tell everybody, right? The administrative process. What is that, right? Like the only way that we can fight back against government is through paperwork. So filing for office and doing petitions is one aspect of running for office. But after you file the petitions, there's the whole challenge process, which is a whole nother set of paperwork. So it's like you never want to do half the paperwork. Use the power that you have and file everything. Curtis Sliwa is an endorsed candidate. I challenged him because I challenged a lot of people. I challenged every single county committee member that was in the 28th Assembly District.
Okay. I
And
might be able to show you if I could. You have some presentations as well. But yeah, I'm also interested in some of the moves that other people made as well. But yeah, explain your moves first. Besides contesting Sliwa, right? And by the way, just quick message. Let's get this out at the very top of the program. The thing is that this move may get you. I know you've been a long time Republican. I know you've run many times. I know you have a lot of different ideas for being in office. Maybe this is a ploy to try to reach out to Sliwa, right? Maybe there's something you're unhappy about. If you could say something to Sliwa right now, if he sees this, what would you say to him?
don't ever come in my neighborhood and endorse another candidate and then expect not to hear from me, Curtis Lee. What do you
Oh
understand?
wait,
You don't.
he was a candidate who was running against you.
Yeah, well, first I
I did not
declared
know that. Okay.
first I declared that I was running in the 30th, and he went and he endorsed Alicia Valhunis, and then he endorsed Supreet, who is also in my neighborhood. So, you know, Yaitin Chu also came and collected for Supreet. Yaitin, who's endorsing Cuomo for mayor. So these people need to know that Forest Hills belongs to the people, and they're not going to show up in my neighborhood and not hear from me ever again. And that's what they need to understand. We are awake. We are not going to let them do whatever they want. The Republican Party needs leadership. The Republican Party needs to reach the people. It's a populist party, the party of the people. It's not an elitist party. And they need to
So
understand that.
I could tell you the truth, Rinaldi. As a friend, I could understand what you're saying right there. I do like and respect Cleo's work, by the way, as well too. And I think that he's better than Cuomo, who actually killed people in nursing homes. But if you've been treated poorly and not been included, honestly, there could have been a discussion. I don't know if a discussion was had. I hope a discussion was had. I think that you're a strong candidate. You've been on the front of New York Post several times. You've gotten to the ballot successfully several times. So I know maybe Secrete, maybe they have personal relation, maybe know each other, but maybe you should be given a chance. And maybe there's a way for y'all to work it out. Do you see a pathway for you? If there's something that you could ask for where things could be cool, maybe he could make it part of his team? What do you think?
Well, I only answer to the people. I don't need to be part of anybody's team. Look, if I make the ballot and I'm the Republican candidate, then I expect to work together with all the Republicans because we need to win and we need to represent the people. But, you know, what this whole process has shown me, and I hope to show everybody else, is that it's the responsibility of each and every person to understand their responsibility and to file paperwork. You
Quick
don't
question.
need.
How much of this do you think is Curtis, and how much of this do you think is the Republican Party establishment?
Well, the Republican Party establishment has failed in the sense that they don't put up any candidates to run against the Democrats for a number of reasons. It's not personal, right? Like we need to make sure
I mean,
that.
sorry to interrupt, but one of the reasons why I really respect you is because of your knowledge in terms of running this thing right here. You obviously know the process. You're obviously experienced at it. But Curtis also has successfully run for mayor before. Like he didn't win, but he has gotten on the ballot before. So
Yeah, he lost in the largest landslide in any mayoral candidate history against Mayor Adams. So, look, at the end of the day, he's not the guy. I mean, he's just not the guy to reach the people that need to be reached. Okay, it's like the thing is that when you run for office, it's not about you. That's why when I switched positions because I went to where I could do the best for the community. It's the seat doesn't belong to the person; it belongs to the people. Pride has to be removed out of doing this
I
type
feel
of
like
thing.
I feel like I do understand, but I could see it both ways, right? Because also you said you have pride for representing your community, and if your community, I think you're absolutely right. If your community does vote for you and you're the representative for your community, then you should stand up for on your own, and you cannot let yourself be bossed around. So you're absolutely right to do that. But I'm also interested. You said besides Curtis, you said there was other candidates that you also won at. What are these? What else is going on? Is there another story going on here? Is this separate, connected? What's going on?
Well, it's a reorganization year in the Republican Party, right? So what does that mean? That means, see, most people don't even know who their city council person is or their state assembly person is. Nobody knows. But aside from that, there's county committee, there's district leaders, there's all these very, very local positions, and they're all up for grabs. And everyone is always focused on the shiny object of the mayor and the city council, but the district leaders and the county committees, which are the most localist of representation, those are all up for grabs as well. And I am running for county committee, and I am running for state committee district leader against the chief deputy clerk of the Board of Elections. Do you understand? So, and he's the number two guy in the Queens GOP power structure. So I am 100% steamrolling head on and taking on the head of the snake and trying my best to reorganize the party so that people like you, people like Danny Mayo, people like Phil Grillo, people like the people that are out on the pavement, these are the people that can make the real change because we cannot have another assembly race where we don't have every single seat filled because the
David,
assembly is the one that the assembly and the state senators are the ones that he amended the New York State Constitution. Those
okay,
are the
so I
ones.
just want to ask really quick in that list of names, and I'm really thank you for mentioning my name by the way. That was really cool of you. But I think that before when you ran, David Rem was actually your campaign manager at some point. I know you guys are. Look, I met him recently. He said good things about you. Like he still feels friendly. I know you guys kind of like parted business ways for a moment, right? You guys have to work on this campaign together. He's busy doing his own thing. You're busy doing your own thing, right? But um, is he okay? So I did. If I could share the screenshot right quick of some of the people that actually got challenged right here. Okay, this is quite interesting. At the top, right? I see that David Rem, Ronan Nahum, and Danny Mayo were all challenged by this guy named Thomas Willis. Do you know who this guy is?
Well,
Well,
so
so
on the objection form, you got to understand that on the objection form, right?
Right.
Because there is a form that comes
Yeah.
out of this book, right? Everybody that goes to the Board of Elections should get this book. And on this book is everything you need to know to run for office. And on that book is what's called a general objection form, which is right here, right? And on that general objection form is you have an objector, and you also have a contact person. So the objector is the one that's going to be shown on the ledger, but the contact person is typically the one that's behind it. So what you have to always do is after you submit the petitions, you get the cover sheet, right? Which is what everybody submits. And on the cover sheet is going to be the contact person to correct deficiencies, and that's the person that is going to be realistically behind all the challenges. So just
So
because
why
you
would the
see,
inspector allow themselves to put their name on it?
because you have to object, you can only object to somebody if you are able to vote for that person. So I can only object to people that are in my own district, right? But what I can do is I can go to my friend that lives in a different area, and I can be like, hey, would you like to sign this objection form right here? And I'll
Okay.
put my name as the contact person.
Okay.
So, this is just the ways that they go about, putting in the objections. If you look at that ledger, I objected to every single county committee member in the 28th Assembly District. I put in 70 objections. That doesn't mean I have standing in the objection, but it's just paperwork, and you'll see my name on 4 sheets of those objections. So sometimes you have to do these things just to be part of the process. There are
I,
some people that I am challenging, but that's just the way it goes. Like, you have to, don't be afraid to use the paperwork.
this is
Don't be
what
afraid.
I was sent a one sheet by a friend, and then you actually just sent me the ledger of actually all the objections that was placed, and that's phenomenal. We're going to go through that in a second if you like, but I want to focus on this page for a second. There's some names here that I also recognize, such as I'd say probably the best known and person who's actually elected right now is Vicky Palladino, and she's actually objected to by someone named Sing Sing Pang. Have you ever heard of this person before? Never heard of Sing Sing Pang? You ever heard of this person?
So
I thought it was
again,
Xi
I,
Jinping.
I,
I
I
thought it was like the leader of China. The first time I heard someone was like someone named
well,
Xi Jinping. I
Xi,
thought
Xi,
someone misspelled Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping is actually challenging Tony Nunziato for the
Oh
state committee chair. He's the
wow!
chair, but he's
Okay.
also running for state committee. So Xi Jinping has come out of the blue from China to come and object to all these powerful Republicans. But like I said, the
Interesting.
objector, all he has to do is live in the
I
district,
want to
right?
meet this. I want to. I tried to look this person up, but I couldn't see any. This is this is fascinating, man. Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I do have one more question. Okay, so I know, earlier you mentioned a bunch of names, right? Myself, thank you so much, right? Phil Grillo, right? I know that he's got out, right? And if you read the story about Phil Grillo, right? He was smoking weed inside, and he was like, "We did it on January 6th, right?" And it just sounds like something out of a movie, right? Like I can't believe he got locked up for that. I'm glad he's out. I'm sorry, right? I know some people feel some way about that, but he did his time. He's back now. Props out to him. But he challenged this guy named Bernard Chow. Now I know Bernard Chow. I haven't seen. He seems like a well-meaning guy. Right? I can't say completely about from or say he's all bad or all good. I don't know, but he seems like a cool guy. What? Do you know anything about this? Why is Bernard Chow getting whacked here? Oh, it's because he's city council, right?
Listen,
Everybody knows, right?
what me and my team have done,
Okay,
okay,
yeah.
is that we have put in challenges to all of the county candidates.
So you
All
guys are
right.
coordinating. This is not just okay. This I was about to ask you that if there's a connection. Okay, there
It's
is.
listen, it's look, it's here's the thing what we got to understand. It's not that we are coordinating, it's not that we're working together in as much as, everybody needs to know what it is that they have to do, and everybody individually has to do that. And we can't, because of the amount of work. Look, let me just show you something. This right here is the
Yeah.
product of the specifications, okay? Now, I want to just quickly show you. Look at this. Look, see all this.
Yeah, I do see that.
See, that's one objection is 170 pages of specifications that we have to go through each and every single one. Like, this is a blank objection
Yo,
form.
iron. It sounds like they need some work done.
Well,
You might.
again, it's like, do you see that's the thing. Like, it's,
But
you
people have the
have
job
to
to
you
do.
have to take the responsibility to sit there and to fill out all this paperwork. Let me show you again. Look, you see this? This is all the amount. It all has to be numbered in order. It has to be, the page numbers have to be done correctly. There can't be any mistakes. If the page numbers are written incorrectly, you have to include the volume number right here. See, for each one of the volumes. It's a very nuanced, tedious process. Once you submit the objections, you have to get a proof of service. You have to overnight it to a there's a lot of different nuances. It took me 3 days to do a challenge for somebody. We submitted about 4 specifications today. And yeah, look, because ultimately, when, like I said, it's a reorganization year. So the Republican Party in Queens specifically is up for grabs right now. So what we want to do is we want to affect change, and we want to change the leadership on the local level of the Republican Party, because we feel that there is no representation and that the party is just not putting up the candidates.
Okay, so how many people could realistically like make a contestation for this? Because it seems like Nunziata has it pretty sewn up.
Well, again, it's a grassroots thing, and we have to go election district by election district, and we have to start somewhere. Our team was, basically, it started with one or two, and now we're at 5 and 6, and little by little it grow bigger and bigger. What we did this year, just so you know, is that we had our own slate multi-candidate petitions of people running for office against county. So we had a mayor, we had a controller, we had a city council person, we had a borough president, and we went out and we collected for each other, and now we're all trying to get on the ballot. The only problem is that the leadership of the Queens GOP is embedded in the Board of Elections. So what we
This is
have
wild.
no choice.
I know a lot of these people, Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah,
This is
right.
wild. Yeah, this is wild. I did not know about this. This is crazy.
So what happens is that a Democrat has a green sheet when they're going to get signatures. A Democrat can stand on the corner with a green piece of paper, and people will run and sign their paper.
Quick
As
question: are you the only one who challenged Sliwa's petitions?
Yeah.
Because oh dang, well why didn't anybody else do it? Because he had too many and they just. I
Well,
figured he got
that's
like
the thing. Like, yes, there's it's very voluminous because he went to Staten Island. He got a lot of signatures. There's a lot of volumes, right? There's a lot of volumes. So, but city council is like 450 signatures. So, you could realistically do 500 signatures, which is anywhere from 150 to 200 pages. You can handle that in like 2 or 3 days, right? That's doable. But to go through stacks and stacks, and remember that Sliwa's petitions are multi-candidate. So
Now
on Sliwa.
I do want to ask one more thing, okay? Because okay, I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, what you're saying is so fast. But when we talk about like Democrats, Republicans, I think Republicans have how many county committee seats? Like 500 or something, right? There's quite a few, right?
There's 28. There's 14, about 1,400 election districts in Queens. I'm just talking about Queens because I'm from Queens.
So the thing is that if people are banging every single county committee candidate, why like I see there's 11 pages here, but then there should be maybe hundreds or even thousands of pages. Are people really banging every city council candidate, or are they going for the district leader specifically?
Listen, here's the thing, right? To
Yeah,
file an objection, right?
yeah.
It The information on how to file, right, is valuable. So what ends up happening is that everyone's in it to make money, right? It's called the campaign, right? That's just what it is. Like there's consultants and all kinds of people that smell that public funds, and then they send, everyone's shelling out $3,500 $5,000 here there. So everyone hoards the information because they want to make money out of it. The problem is that um a lot of the times when we're doing these challenges and we're submitting this paperwork, we're doing it because we're learning, right? Because what
Yeah.
happens is like I make mistakes, right?
Okay.
There's very specific things that you have to do that you have to learn, and so the point of doing the challenges, the point of submitting the paperwork, is that every year you get better and better and better. You have to do the paperwork because then you'll know how to file. You think I knew how to do
Yeah.
specifications and do codes? Like right here in this book, 'cause I always tell everybody, this book right here is your Bible, right?
Well, that's what advice. Yeah, exactly.
In
If
that book,
I know the
right?
theory, it's not the same. You got to do it.
Look, you
Yeah.
see here? These are all the codes that you can use when doing an objection, right? You have to be able to put those in. So, for example, on a on a specification sheet, right? You see the codes right there. You see
Yeah.
that? So, you have to go from the petitions. You have to find out, and then you have to use the voter registration, and you have to find out, are they a registered Republican? Do they live in the district? Because if I'm standing on the street corner, let's just say, and I'm getting people to sign my petition, I don't know where they live. Maybe they might tell me they're a Republican, they might not be,
Yeah.
right?
So I want to get back to a little bit more shop here. I'm just so interested, right? So the thing is that here we see a page of actually objections. Almost the whole entire page is Paul King. Now, when I meet Paul King, when I talk with him, he seems like the nicest guy, the chillest guy. Now on this paperwork, it's like, God damn, he lit the world on fire.
Right, we'll
What's
we'll
really
scroll
all
down, you'll see I did the same exact thing. You'll
okay?
see
So
I did the same exact thing. But
why don't
here,
you guys work together? It seems like you guys have something in common then.
because you see, the thing is that Paul's in the Rockaways and I'm in Forest Hills, so I can't like. And the prop. See, here's the thing with me and Paul King, right? Now,
Okay,
Paul King submitted against all of those county committees, but one thing that me and Paul King didn't know, which we know now, is that you can only object to the person that you can vote for. So he would have to get, and I would have to get about 100 to 200 people to sign what's called the objection form, like I showed you. This general objection form right here, right?
yeah.
Right, where it says objector, right? And then it has the contact person. So you would need an objector in each election district to go against the county committee. Now,
I'm gonna shout out
obviously,
Chin. I see she made a move here. Ara Moody. These are people that I know, and these people are
yeah.
not gonna do this.
So
But
what
it's
Paul
so
King
involved,
was
going to
trying
corrupt
to
people.
do,
Go ahead.
right? Just like I was trying to do. You see,
Oh
is
yeah, it's
that is
all
that my
yeah.
is that my
Go please,
page?
Jonathan Rinaldi. Yo,
Right.
this
You
is your
see that?
all these people. They're waking up. They're biting the pillow. They're thinking, Jonathan Rinaldi. How
Right.
could he?
So what me and Paul King were really just trying to do was to put our own county, like it's a constitutional republic, right? We should be
There are like
able to
30
put up,
pages. How many?
yeah,
What pages here? Okay, go
we
ahead.
should be able to put up whoever we want to put up and have primaries. But the establishment, the ones that are in power, they don't want anyone to go up against them, right? Because here's the thing, like if I am going to collect signatures for myself, right?
I
It's
just saw Christopher Leon Johnson objected to Jennifer Raj Kumar. Holy, I'm sorry. I just got, I know these people. This is wild. I had no idea. Yo,
yeah.
Christopher Leon Johnson, you crazy. I love it though. That's crazy. I had no idea. He
I think
didn't
he
say anything
donated to
about
her campaign or something like that
it. Yo,
too.
he do be making weird. He be giving to everybody's campaign. I think he'll still donate to Brad Lander. He be doing weird stuff. I don't. He's up to something, but I
Right.
respect
Well,
just his
again,
volume of
it's
work. Yeah.
yeah, it's we're trying to represent, we're trying to be a part of the constitutional republic. We're trying to put up candidates that are going to represent the people. And the people that are in power in office, they don't want competition. So, we're giving him a run for their money. We're making them work. We're making when I hand the Board of Elections 100 pieces of paper that somebody has to type into the computer, you see, That's the paperwork. That's the administrative process where the guy that's in the Board of Elections writing my name in 100 times is cursing at the sky, and he's gonna go over to the clerk and be like, "What the hell are you people doing?" This is how we affect change from the inside. It's just strategic. It's just the administrative process. It's just the way. Imagine if there was 10 of me, right? Imagine that. If 10, that's how you make change, by forcing our government employees to work because they don't want to work. And when you force them to work, that's when they're going to start making decisions and changing the rules so that it benefits us. It's the only way that that works.
So, quick question: do you know who Steve Wang is?
Yes, that's my buddy.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. He, I'd like to get to meet him. Is he? Has he ever hung out with at any of the clubs or anything?
Yeah, he's there all the time.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Next time he's there, I gotta meet him. Yeah, I want to see what's up. Interesting. All right. And Jen E. Moore. Who is Jen E. Moore? Do you know who Jen E. Moore is?
I don't think so.
Jen Moore. Okay. She's contesting all the little candidates. So why is she going after them? It's almost like she's working for the establishment.
Well, which ones? Well, which
After Ronan Nahum, Daniel Mayo, George something. Right. All the little candidates. Joe
Right.
Allen.
Well, yeah. So
Uh,
basically, listen. So filing the objection form, like I said, this general objection form in the book, right? This one,
yeah.
that one, to file it, it doesn't cost anything. It takes 5 seconds. Okay. So the specs, though, right? The
Yeah.
specs, which is this giant book right here, right? This
Okay.
giant book of specs. That one takes time and money because you got to make copies. I have to make 3 copies. 3 copies is $200 for
Right.
200 pages, right? And
Yeah.
then to overnight FedEx it is $50. Okay, so I'm sorry, it's $150 just to
For
make
each
copies
one,
and to
or for
overnight.
well, that's. I mean, you had like 3 pages of objections. Is that why it's $50, or is it like for each one you got to pay $50?
No. Listen. Let's just be clear, okay? I just wanted to be a mega troll and just putting my name on the ledger, which is okay. But I am filing objections to a number of candidates. I'm just trying to let them know that I know the process. I'm not perfect at it. I made mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, but I'm getting better and better and better. But the only way to figure out how to use the process is to do the filings. Like, I didn't know, because look, to be county committee, you don't have to live in the election district that you are running in, but to challenge the county committee, you do. You see, so what people can do is, I live in the 32nd ED. I'm running in the 32nd ED. But to make it difficult to be challenged, we can jump and run in different election districts, you see.
So this is
So,
interesting too. Look at this right here. For the Conservative Party, Isaiah Vega tried to knock Bob Chu off, and I think Bob Chu is actually the leader of the Queen's Conservative Party. So it seems like there's some internal battles going on there too.
well, again, it's just
That,
because you are in a position
not
of power doesn't mean that you're supposed to be there or you're doing the job. Like, it's just like I always say this, it's the manager of a sports team. It's not personal. You can hire anybody you want, but if you're not doing the job, then I'm sorry, it's not personal. You got to win or go home. That's just what it is. So, Bob Chu, he's a conservative. I came to him, and the Conservative Party is supposed to be an independent party. It's not the little brother or sister of the GOP. Bob Chu needs to grow some balls and pick candidates and not just do what county says what he has to do. And I have a big problem with him because the Conservative Party has their 7 principles, which they don't follow. Because I came to Bob Chu, Alicia, who I was running against, is a public employee who forged her address to get public funds using her public employee's co-worker's address. I bring that to the Conservative Party. They should never have endorsed that candidate, and they should have endorsed me. But no, because they want to hang out with Curtis Sliwa, and they want to go and hang out with Alan Wang and Kenneth Paik and be the Asian Wave Alliance over there. That's the interest, not the interest of their principles, not the interest of the party. It's very prideful, and like someone always told me, is pride comes before the fall. So they're all on the list, okay? Because the city's under attack, the country's under attack, and I don't care who stands in the way of the future of my children, but I'm gonna steamroll over you, and you're gonna pay for putting us in the predicament that we're in. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
This is very interesting. All right, so I'm fascinated. Thanks again for sharing that this exclusive on my show. Was there more stuff that you want to really present on this particular
Well,
topic?
I want to make it educational. Okay, so I
Yeah,
just
I
want to
feel
understand. I just want everybody to understand the process. Right, this is what I
yeah.
want everybody to understand. This book right here, right, is in the Board of Elections. All right. Everybody needs to go and get that book. In that book is every single thing you need to run for office, make a petition, file objections. Everything is in that book. Okay. And people just need to get it and they need to fill out papers. The independent party petitioning starts on April 15th, right? You can go in this book. It's actually a different color book, but it doesn't matter. It's still the same principle, right? In that book is a petition, right? This is the designating one, but you can get the independent one. It's right here in the book, right? You can get this and fill it out, and then in there is the cover sheets, the objection forms, the specifications, everything is in there. So nobody is going to save the day. There's no savior. Sliwa's not the savior. Sliwa, I'm not the savior. Nobody is the savior. It's up to each and every one of you to go out and fill out the paperwork. And that's all that I'm doing. I'm just filling out paperwork. That's
No,
it.
I'll be honest with you. Just I really once again I think he was a friend, right? You hear the butt coming, right? Yeah. I want you guys to work together, man. And I hope that if the courtesies are all right, I think that Jonathan's a hard worker. I think he's an asset to Republicans. I think he's honest in that way. And maybe this other guys repeat, right? There's state assembly and there's city council. There's other positions. I think that I think Curtis has like a lot of resource. Honestly, I've done a lot of work, and Curtis has never gotten back to me either. So that's been a little disappointing. So
Well, let me tell you this.
if I'm not working with you, then you got to do what you got to do. So
Listen, man, there's only one
you're my
hotel.
friend. Don't worry
There's
about it.
only one migrant hotel that was ever shut down in New York City, and that's the one that I protested with David and with a bunch of other people. We asked Sliwa to show up. We
I think
asked
that if
Vicky.
we could work together, really, really. I'm just,
We
I
asked.
writing 100 pages.
Believe me,
Can you
we've
get this guy
asked.
called Sliwa? Maybe you guys could work it out, right? I think Jonathan's a very hard worker, as you see. He filled out 3 pages of this guy's got it, knows what he's doing. Do you want this guy on your team, or right? Why not embrace him? I don't get it, Sliwa. So that's all. Other than that, hey man, you gotta fight for yours. So you've been on the front page of the Post several times. You know how to get the press, and you have a big personality, and that's what the party is attracted. Like Trump has a big personality, and that's what gets the views and gets the following. I think that you're a good brand.
Yeah, did you fill out your county committee paperwork?
I did. I'm surprised I didn't get challenged. I was like, what? They challenged me. I was like, I'm
Well,
thankful, but I'm like, how did
congratulations.
I escape? I'm baffled.
Well,
I'm baffled.
congratulations.
Hey,
Because we're all going to be on county
we'll see.
committee
It's not
this year.
over yet. Wait, am I safe now? Does that mean I'm in? It
Well,
didn't even get submitted. I gave
you're
mine
not on
today.
the ledger. You're not on the ledger, so nobody objected to you for
Wait,
county committee.
is that timeline over or is that still
Yes.
open?
Yeah, so you'll be
Oh,
on the
it is?
ballot. Yeah, you'll be
What?
on the ballot. Yep.
I can't believe it. Okay.
Yeah, so
I
you're
had no
good.
idea.
I'm good. But there are
I,
other seats. Like
I
I'm being challenged. I'm being challenged
oh, you
myself.
are?
So
Who challenged you?
I might not make the ballot. You know that?
Who's challenging your signatures? Do you know their
Well,
names?
I'm running for state, like I said, I'm running for district leader, state committee against somebody who is the
There's
chief
like three or
deputy
four.
clerk. Huh?
Didn't you mention 3 or 4 candidates earlier?
Yeah, no, I'm
There's
running for three. I'm running for three things. I'm running for city council, I'm running for state committee, and I'm running for county committee. The county committee, I'm unopposed. I should get in there. The state committee, I'm running against the chief deputy clerk in the BOE. So you can just imagine, I'm running against someone that works in the board of elections. They're
Good luck
gonna
with that.
probably throw me off the ballot, and I'm running against a Democrat who is challenging me and is gonna probably hire the best attorney to throw me off the ballot as well. So, it doesn't matter. That's why I'm gonna fight them just like they fight me. It's just that simple.
All right, cool. So I see Marilyn Miller in the chat, um, and I think that's it. We have quite a few viewers, more than usual, but I don't really see anything in the chat. So if you guys have anything you guys want to say, I'm pretty
What's
much
up,
done.
Marilyn? That's my homegirl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that which I don't know. Maybe I do know her. Yeah. I
Yeah,
must be.
she ran for city council. She's retired NYPD. She's a fighter. She kicks ass.
I think I do. I think I remember her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This one got some interest. This particular email. Once again, George sent me an angry email. What is this crap? And I'm like, I think it's good to learn the process. And once again, I think that Sliwa got in, but once again,
Yeah, bro. Listen, I'm
the
here.
process.
I just want to educate everybody. Like everybody needs to know how much power they have. This country is so great because how much power it gives us locally. Like that's why I'm here with the papers and I'm trying to show people exactly what it is that I do. I'm not special, dude. Only thing that I do is I have this pink book, bro. This is what I have. That's it. And I fill it out and that's it. So that's all you got to do, really. And I hope that I can shed some information on how the process works, because it's important that we all just are involved and we're all engaged. Anybody can run for office. Anybody.
This is
And
just
there's
so yeah. This is so interesting to me, man. Just like all these other different people that I know that are also entwined with this. Christopher Leon Johnson is stealthily taking on like Jen Raj Kumar. This is just fascinating. There's just other storylines here that are just crazy. But I once again respect your work, man. I hope that I respect
And if
your
anybody needs help filing specs, if anybody needs to know how to fill out these papers and to get the cover sheets and to file the specs and to do the codes, yo, give me a call. I will help you, man. I will
and
help you.
Alexis Cruz, I hope you're watching. I know you're a fan of Jonathan Rinaldi, right? I know you usually watch his stuff. Please, yeah, we need people in public housing to run for county committee in the Republican Party. All right, Alexa, if you can't do it, tell your friends to do it. Right, we just need one in your little in that district in Fulton, Chelsea. Let's have another friend. Right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Um. Anything else, really?
No, that's
People in
it,
the chat,
bro.
it's silent. What's up?
Just wanted you to give me I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share some information. I always try to educate anytime I come. I don't want
I've
to
been
just come I don't just want to come here and talk nonsense. I want to educate and empower. Like, it's not about me. It's about our city. It's about the country. It's never about me.
Yeah, I thought this was I really appreciate the exclusive, man. This was amazing. Thank you for breaking this news on my channel. I'm thrilled to learn more and understand what was going on here. Thank you so
Cool. No
much.
doubt, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, I'm gonna hit end the stream. All right, so I end the stream.